Hi, my name is Renee, and this is Cookie. But Cookie's not much of a talker. He offered to stand in for my partner Karen, who's usually standing right next to me, but unfortunately she's away on a business trip, so I'm kind of going to be flying solo today. So today we are going to make a vanilla custard with a caramelized sugar on top, and this recipe comes to us from a viewer. It was sent in to us, and I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name right, Hilario Raphael, and I want to thank you so much for sharing this recipe with us. It is light, it is a little sweet, and makes a really nice dessert. So we're going to put this on the video and try it out today. This is something I'd like to encourage all our users to do, is to please send us those family recipes, the recipes that people beg you to make, that every time you make it, they're like, oh, this is so good. Please send those to us. Karen and I will try them out and we'll put them up on the video for you so we can share them with all our friends. Now for this recipe, we're going to have to caramelize the sugar. So you're going to use 1 cup of sugar, 1/4 cup of water, and I'll explain that in a minute, 4 well-beaten eggs, 2 cans of sweetened condensed milk. These are about 14 ounces apiece. Then we have 2 cans of evaporated milk, and they're about 12 ounces apiece. And then 1 teaspoon of vanilla. And we're going to need a glass baking dish. I have an 8 by 8 here. When I got the recipe, the size was not specified. And I found that, because I made one up before, that you need a little bigger dish than an 8 by 8, but that's all I have to use, so we're going to bake it in there, and I'll have a little bit left over that won't fit in the pan. Okay, so to make this recipe, I'm going to make the custard first. And the reason for that is because we're going to caramelize the sugar on the stove, and that's going to take probably about 8 minutes, 10 minutes, depending on the heat. Now, caramelized sugar gets hard right away. So once we caramelize the sugar, we're going to put that in the bottom of the pan, and then we need to put the ingredients right on top of it, and then it goes into the oven. So I'm going to have everything mixed up first, and then we'll do the caramelized sugar. So I've taken a big bowl here, and I have added the 2 cans of evaporated milk and the 2 cans of sweetened condensed. To that, I'm going to add the 4 well-beaten eggs, and then we're going to add the teaspoon of vanilla. And then what we're going to do is just mix everything together. Now you want to make sure that you mix this together well, because the sweetened condensed milk is kind of heavy, and you want to make sure that and the eggs are well incorporated. So we're just going to beat it on up until it's all mixed, and then we're going to go to the caramelized sugar. Alright, so now we're going to caramelize the sugar. So we're going to take the cup of sugar, pour it into the pan, and then we're going to add 1/4 cup of water. Now, caramelizing sugar can be a little bit tricky if you've never done it, which is why we're adding the water. If you just put the sugar in and you turn the heat on, it burns very fast. But if you put the water in and you boil it, it's a slower process, and it makes it a lot easier to do. So we put that in. You want to turn it on high, and you just want to swirl the water around a little bit to make sure that the sugar's covered, and then you just put it on the heat, and we're just going to let it come to a boil. Alrighty, our caramelized sugar has come to a boil, and once it comes to a boil, we are going to lower it to a medium-high heat, and then it's just going to cook. Now you will see it turning brown, and it's going to turn a nice amber color. If you notice that the sides or around the sides are getting dark, but the middle is not, you can swirl it a little bit. But once it turns a nice amber color, it's done. And that's all there is to caramelizing sugar. Okay, so our sugar is caramelized, and it is a nice golden color, like amber color. So we're going to take this and we're going to immediately pour it into the pan, and you only have a minute to work with this before it starts hardening. So you want to make sure that once it's caramelized, you set it right in the pan. Alright, you just make sure it covers the whole bottom. And then you take your ingredients, give them another stir, make sure that everything is mixed up, and then we're going to pour it directly on top of the sugar. look, it all fits. And put it in. And then we're going to make a water bath. So you have to cook this in a water bath. So we're going to pour the water so that it comes up to about half the pan. Okay, so let's put it in the oven. We're going to cook it at 350 for 1 hour or until it's set. And here we have the finished product. I made one up ahead of time. As you can see, it releases really nice from the pan. You have the nice caramelized sugar top and your vanilla custard underneath. It's a wonderful light dessert and a perfect ending, especially if you're having a heavy meal. So again, Raphael, thank you so much for sending this in, and I'm sure there'll be a lot of people who'll be enjoying it. Thanks again.